Well, hi everybody and welcome. My name's Rob Evans and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. I am your weight loss coach, your health strategist, your internationally published author, helping take your life from where you are right now, taking your mindset, your life, your business, your body from where you are to becoming unstoppable. And today, very special, you can see I'm wearing my Isogenics shirt here today because I want to be talking to you about supplements. And there's some really key ones that I want to focus on so that I can give you a really good insight into what are the supplementation products that you want to be putting into your body and why do we want to be doing that. So my job when I'm working with people, it doesn't matter whether they're coming in for a transformation, whether they're coming in for, well, let me just stop there. A transformation for some people could be putting on muscle. It could be getting a six pack. It could be losing 20 kilos, 100 kilos, 5 kilos, whatever it is for you. For some people, it's just about getting self-confidence in their body. Some people, it's overcoming intolerances. But most of all, it's about getting energy for people, helping them feel better than they do now so that in the future they can feel better and do the things that they want to do. And this is the really fundamental thing. When it comes to supplementation, all you have to do, we could walk down to, we've got a shop here in Australia, they're called Chemist Warehouse. And basically you can go in there and you can get walls, literally walls of supplements, whether they be vitamins, whether they be protein powders and all kinds of different supplements that you can buy there in the, I'll say, gym type region of the shop. You can buy all kinds of different things. But what I want to do here for you today is cut through all of the, the different products and say, okay, what are the fundamental ones that you can use? Because if we're eating the right foods, we don't need to get most of those products. We just really don't. The trouble is it's a multi-trillion-dollar industry around the world. And these companies just come up with different things or different labels. And it's like, well, how do I know whether this one's right or this one's right? Which one's right for me, et cetera, et cetera. So I like to demystify it for people. I like to keep things really simple and say, do you know what? We all should probably be taking supplements. It's just a question of which one should I be taking? So first point is, why supplement at all? Well, the problem is that the food that we're eating now is not like the food that we ate years and years ago. So a carrot, for simplicity, a carrot today is not the same as a carrot that I ate 30 years ago when I was a kid or a young adult. It's just not the same. And why is that? Well, it's a couple of reasons. One, it's genetically modified seeds. So why do they do that? Well, I don't know whether you remember, but certainly back when genetic modification was something that first came to the fore, like in my country here, it was a really big thing. It was like, well, we don't want you touching our food. We don't want you to modify it in any way whatsoever. So if we pause there for a moment, why were they even thinking about modifying the food that we eat? Well, one is, this is going to sound silly, but it's color. So take your carrot, for instance. We want the orange, the orange, bright, vibrant carrot. Why? Because people are going to buy that. We want them to all be about the same size. We want them to be pest resistant. We want them to be fungal resistant. We want them to grow at this sort of rate. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to the money. It comes down to people buying it, the food that, like if your carrot, for instance, was all wonky and it was kind of a not a really bright orange, then that's not going to appeal to people because in their mind, they're like carrot, straight, about this long, about this round, and this much orange. So the food has just really changed. Now, there were some big issues when they first started to do it. But now, I don't know what's happened, but we don't know what we're eating. Okay, we really don't. And the labeling in my country here is, like, for instance, if you pick up a product, like I've got one here, for instance, which I'll talk about in a second, you can, if you're the manufacturer, write, this is a genetically modified food. Now, which manufacturer is going to do that? Pretty much none. But what you can do is you can put it in, in the back here in some fine print. This one hasn't been, but if it has been genetically modified, you can put it on there. Okay. So the labeling is a bit wishy-washy. And for instance, let's take a meat product, for instance. Now, say a meat product, if it has been genetically modified, they need to say. But if the animal has eaten genetically modified food, they don't have to say. So does that have an impact on the animal? Well, you could argue, yes. Let's just say that the genetically modified food has been hormone treated or something like that. Then that gets into the animal, then that can get into you. So therefore, it's been genetically modified. So, I think there's still a lot of work to be done here. But I guess let's strip away the genetic modification, for instance. Another area where we have an issue is that the soil doesn't have the same nutrients. I'm just talking about plant-based food here, but the soil doesn't have the same nutrient value it does now than it did, say, 30 years ago. Well, why is that? Maybe because it's over farming. Maybe it's the type of fertilizer that's used now. It's not the same as what was used before. It's more manufactured perhaps now than it was previously. So we don't get the same flavors coming through. So you've got this combination of things where the seed that we have now, we have something in our country called heirloom seeds. So they are supposed to be not touched, and effectively they're the original seeds from the original plants that haven't been modified. But most of the stuff that we're buying commercially from supermarkets, they've probably been farmed in masses and, maybe don't have the nutrient value that they used to. So that means that when we're consuming it, we're just not getting the nutrients that we think we're getting. Now, we could turn this into a whole discussion around organic versus inorganic. Now, the issue that I have with organic is the price, and the fact that there is still, no matter what you say, there's no solid research that's being done in this area to show that the organic food is, let's just say there's two pieces of food. This is organic, this is inorganic. Currently, there is not enough research to show that this one is absolutely loaded with nutrients and this one isn't. There's just not. Nobody's doing the research. And the research that you will see will be paid for by the relevant body to say that, well, this one's better because it's paid by the organic farmers or whatever. This one's being paid by the, the companies that are providing the fertilizers and all that kind of stuff. So there's nothing solid there to show that one is heaps better than the other. And there is research to show that even though something is organic, it does have traces of chemicals and stuff on it. I'm not saying that in every case, but they've done testing to show that even though this particular food is being said that it's organic, their farm has been shown to have traces of chemical, and that's from drift and all that kind of stuff. So, that's a whole other thing. I say this to you. When it comes to your food, buy the best quality food that fits your budget. So for me, I don't see the value in spending, say, $20 a kilo, and I'm not joking here, $20 a kilo on red capsicums when in the normal supermarket they're $6.99 or $7 or $8.99. I mean, I don't see the point in paying 2.5 times the price for organic when there's just not enough science there to show to me that it's way better for me to eat the more expensive one. Okay, I get that it's more expensive, but I don't get the nutrient value. So if you want to go organic, I say to people, this is a bit like me trying to preach a religion, okay? I'm not a religious person, so I'm not going to say you should be Muslim, you should be Catholic, and you must be this, you must be that. I say practice your faith, and as long as it's not harming anyone else and you're enjoying it and you're getting what you need out of it, then great. Same with your food. If you are going to eat organic, I say fantastic. Eat organic, but stick to the same principles. Eat lots of plant-based food, lots of colourful plant-based food, and cook it in the ways that I say, without too much oil and that kind of stuff. And you can really enjoy it. If you don't like organic food because of the reasons that I've said, then go for the other choice. And same thing, go for plenty of color, stick to the ones that you like, and just have an abundance of it. So that's the idea. Now, when it comes to supplementation, this is where this really kicks in. And I'll tell you where I really felt the difference here. So I've been eating very healthily for about 32 years now. And I've tweaked that over time. And it's only been the last probably 7 years that I've been way more focused on getting more plant-based food into my daily eating. I'm not vegetarian. I eat lots of red meat and chicken and stuff, but I'm harping on the plant-based food because most of us do not eat near enough plant-based food. And the more of that we eat, the better nutrient value and stuff. So because I was eating a lot of that, I just naturally thought that I was living, say arrogantly, at the upper end of health because of how much plant-based food I was putting in. But here's the thing. When I met Kerry Pothast, Olympic gold medalist, she introduced me to these products, the Isogenics products. And I said, you know what? I don't think they're going to work. I'm skeptical. And she said she was exactly the same. But I said, I can see that I've got a bunch of clients that are wanting to lose some weight and they need some convenient options. So I'm going to do a 30-day system. So I did that, and it wasn't straight away by any stretch, but I reckon after about the third week, I really noticed that there was a difference in me. And the only thing that I changed was the supplementation. Now, these supplements are made of first grade quality stuff. They are so good. They're the world's best supplements. And so that's why I take them. So since that time, that's when I realized, you know what? I'm fooling myself if I think I'm getting all the nutrients that I need just from my plant-based food. So that's why we need to supplement. So let's cut to the key supplements that I think you need without overspending, over-investing, or over-servicing yourself, if you like. So there's a couple. Here's a nice little tip for you. I know it makes me seem like maybe an old man that's got his pill container, but all of these have got so they're 7 days of the week, and it's got all my different supplements in here. So this makes sure that I keep myself accountable to taking them every day. So I'm going to take the ones out that I take, and there's a bunch the same. There's basically 3 that I take. Now these ones here, I'm assuming you all know what they are. They're a reasonable size. They're 1,000 milligrams in my country here. Fish oil. Why do we take fish oil? Fish oil is your omega-3 fats. Now, why are these so good? They're great for your brain function. They're great for your immune system. Now, do you think we all need a bit of immune system help during COVID? Absolutely. So they're great for that. They're also great for that. We're going through winter right now, almost in the middle of it. So cold and flu season, really great for that. Helps with inflammation as well. So these are gold. Okay. Now these are 1,000 milligrams. You can get 1,500 milligram ones. They're a bit thicker. I find them harder to swallow. I take 4 of these a day. Okay. 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Now this is yesterday, so I've taken all of mine for today. We're in the evening here. So 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. The other thing that I take is, well, actually, before I move on from that, put those away. I noticed a big change in myself here, and I'll tell you where. I used to be in a position where I thought I was quite healthy and strong and fit and everything, but I used to find I'd get 1 or 2 colds or so a year. Now I just don't get sick. I take 4,000 milligrams a day, like I say, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and I find I just don't get sick. I find my inflammation through my body, so it's mainly my left knee where I have some issues. I stopped taking glucosamine and just took which is supposed to rebuild cartilage, and I just took the fish oil, and I found the fish oil worked better than the glucosamine. So it's a really, really powerful one. Now, here's the one thing I'll say. With everything that I'm talking about here tonight, if you have any health issues or whatever, you should be checking this with your GP first, particularly with your fish oil, because it has a blood thinning element to it. So if you're on things like, in our country, it's called warfarin or aspirin or things like that to thin your blood, you need to check with your GP. Check anyway, but if you're particularly on those things, to see whether they're okay with you taking fish oil, because it can have a detrimental impact. Okay, so it thins your blood. But really, really good. So if you can have those, then fantastic. I don't endorse a particular brand there. The Isogenics, they've got a daily pack where it includes some fish oil in there. So, but fish oil is just fantastic. The other one that I take, because I'm inside a lot, this little one here, this little fella here, you might know what that is. It's a vitamin D tablet. I take one of those capsules a day. Now, what is great about this is, unless we're outside, we're getting enough sun and stuff, then we tend not to get it. And if you go and have a full annual checkup, and you'll see that, oh, geez, your vitamin D levels are a little bit low. I take one as an insurance policy. I try and get out as much as I can, but most of the time, let's face it, I'm here right now. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. It's now 7:30 at night. I've been working nonstop all day, and I've been out for a couple of times, but for brief moments. So that's my insurance policy. The other one that I take is this one. Now, this is just a little capsule. I take a once a day one, a magnesium capsule. So this one I use for cramps. Sometimes I can get, especially after some strenuous workouts, I can cramp up in my legs. And that one is just an essential one for me. If you suffer from cramps, like through your calves or legs or something like that in the middle of the night, then just adding a once a day magnesium supplement is something that's really handy for you. Okay, they're the baseline ones. Now, from time to time, I do experiment with some other things. Now, this is one that I'm doing right now. This is an Isogenics one. It's Isogenesis. So it's basically an antioxidant tablet. I take 2 of those in the morning, 2 of those in the evening as well. So I've got 4 of those. That's tomorrow's supply. So this one is basically an antioxidant. It's got some very special properties in there as well. This is my first 30 days of taking these to see what is the impact that they're going to have on me. Antioxidants are great because they're getting rid of the oxidants in your body. Okay, so we can, because of the air that we breathe, the food that we breathe, so the food that we eat, so we could be consuming toxins. We go outside and you can, like right now, there's a lot of fires burning around, like house fires, as in, like fireplaces, not like houses on fire, because it's cold. So breathing that type of smoke in, breathing the pollutants, all that gets in your body. This is a good way to help get all that rubbish out of you. It's just, again, a bit of an insurance policy. So they're the main ones that I take. The other big one that I take is a protein powder. Now, this one's an essential one. So again, all protein powders are not created equally, okay? I use the Isogenics ones. They are first-class ingredients. And this is called Isopro. The reason that I take this is, me personally, I'm taking right now, because of what I'm working towards to get to this 6-pack by the end of the year, I need to consume 45 grams of protein with each meal at 6 to 8 times a day. Okay, depending on whether I'm working out or not. So I get sick of eating chicken, I get sick of eating steak or fish or whatever. This tastes good, it's easy to get in, quick to consume, easy to digest. And I recommend it to all of my clients, whether it's for a pre-workout drink, whether it's a post-workout drink, whether it's for a smoothie through the middle of the day, or for breakfast or something like that. It's just so fundamental. So that one I just showed you was a protein powder. This is one that I also use, which is I actually use an Isopro. This is an Isoline. This has got 24 grams of protein. The one that I use has got 36 grams of protein. I just use more to get up to 45 grams. This tastes fantastic. These smoothies are the best ones that I've ever tasted over 32 years. That's why I love the Isogenic stuff so much. It keeps me fuller for longer. My quick formula for you is a cup of frozen fruit. I love frozen mango. I'll cover it with water, so about 1.25 cups of water. I put in a tablespoon of chia seeds, and I will put in my portion of chocolate, is my favorite, chocolate protein powder. And it is fantastic. It keeps me really much fuller for longer. So all of these things that I do help me get up, energized at 4:30 in the morning, still be going at 7:30. And I've still got, after I finish recording here, I've got another hour or so of my night to go yet before I finish. So it helps keep me energized. It helps flush out the toxins. It helps keep me on track and focused so that I can achieve the things that I want to achieve for my body, for my business, as a coach. It enables me to do all of those things. So hopefully that has demystified things for you. I don't worry about things like vitamin C, garlic tablets, and all those other things at this time of the year for colds and flus and stuff. You can really simplify it. If you just focused on eating more plant-based food, making sure you're getting protein in, don't overdo processed food or sugary drinks and that kind of stuff. Think about your fish oil. That is something you should be doing every day. Your vitamin D, magnesium if you need it. Just keep to those simple formulas. Get a good quality protein powder for supplementing some smoothies and meals and stuff throughout the day. And it makes it super, super simple. And you don't have to worry about spending loads and loads of money on all those other things. So the best way that you can become even more demystified, if you go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, scroll to the very bottom of the page, and you'll see that there's a tab there where you can click on a free consultation with me personally. We can go through and we can construct a very tailored meal plan specifically to you. We'd send you a questionnaire. We can create a plan specific to what you need and the supplements and so forth. We give you a very detailed look at what is involved for the Isogenics products and what sort of pack or products might be suitable for you. We deliver in, I think it's now 26 countries around the world. And that just makes it really, really helpful for us. We've got so many success stories from people doing this. So supplement, okay? Really simple. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but it can make the world of difference to you. So stay safe, stay clean, keep washing those hands, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.